Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got two beers here from Ocean Reach Brewing, and they're out of Phillip Island, which is down in the south of Victoria. I think they're in Cowes, which is like sort of the main town, you could say, down there. So it's an East Coast IPA at 6.8%. It's called Lost Odyssey. And then you've got a West Coast IPA at 6.8% too. And it's called Found Treasure. So pretty cool names. This brewery, they're relatively new. They've only been going sort of for a couple of years. They're getting better and better. I don't know what's going on down there. Maybe they've like got some new brewers or something, but yeah, they've really like lifted their game in the last few years. I've only sort of had probably maybe a dozen beers from them. But yeah, the last couple I've had have been really good. So I thought, oh, it'd be cool to try one of each together. So this is obviously their latest two releases. Yeah, both 500 ml cans. It's weird because the East Coast IPA says pine as one of the characters up the top. And then the West Coast says tropical. You'd think it'd be the other way around. So yeah, it's pretty odd. But yeah, let's see how they go. Looking forward to them. I've just knocked off afternoon shift, and yeah, it was a fairly rough day, so I'm keen for a beer. Got my posh glassware by Denver and Liley, and cheers to all in the chat. Looks like Stewie's going to town with some banter. Anyway, I'm not going through those comments. Too many of them. So I'm going to crack this East Coast. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Looks pretty good. Sort of like a light orangey colour. About a 2-finger head. Probably, I'd say medium body. It's not like full on haze, it's more sort of cloudy. Yeah, carbonation looks pretty light. Let's go a whiff. Stewie's all butthurt because I said one thing to him when he gives me shit all the time. So now he's clogged up my chat. Cheers, Bolt. Good to see you. Cheers, Skeeter. So yeah, it's fairly tropical, this one. I'd say mango, passion fruit. Touch of orange. It's quite sweet. Maybe a touch of lemon as well. I don't know what that pine was about on the can. It's almost like they've like I thought the rat might be on the wrong can, but it's yeah. Don't know what the go is there. Anyway, I'm going in. Cheers. There's a touch of dankness there. A little bit of grapefruit, bit of pith. I'd still say medium body, like the mouthfeel. It's like sort of soft and pillowy. Yeah, it finishes like a little dry and bitter for a hazy, which is sort of a good thing. Definitely looking forward to the Westie. Doesn't say anything about the hops that are in it. Yeah, there might be a little touch of pine for a hazy, like maybe like subtle. Yeah, it's got like that musty dankness, like forest floor. Yeah, there's a little touch of pine. Yum yum. Yeah, the score on this one will be tough, I reckon. Cheers, Lee. So 6.8%. Probably drinks around that mark. Just it's like that sort of light, softer body. But yeah, it's quite delicate. It's that sort of beer like a hazy for like a West Coast lover, so it's good. So yeah, that's where it's going to be interesting to see what the West Coast tastes like. So I need to drink this up. And shout out to Banks Brewing in Seaford, Victoria. So yeah, hopefully we can jump on Beer Man's show tomorrow. Yeah, it makes it tough just with like the time difference and work and that. But I think my words for his show were new and unique. So you can pretty much come up with any beer with those two words. It's the start of the month too, so with his show he has like a monthly winner. You got to guess the ABV. And Tanner from East Coast LQ Reviews won it last month. So yeah, now we're off to a fresh start again. Time for the Westie. So I'm hoping this one's a piney boy. Definitely looks the part. So it's got that burnt orange colour, about a 3-finger head. Very clean and clear, which is good. Carbonation's pretty light. And yeah, this one had the same percentage as the East Coast. So yeah, East Coast IPA, pretty much New England IPA. West Coast IPA and American IPA are similar. But yeah, this is normally what I go for. This is what I prefer. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, mate. So yeah, there's definitely some pine and resin on this one. A little bit grassy. It's got like a caramel toffee backbone, maybe some bread. The mouthfeel, it seems a little more forward, like a little more fuller than the hazy. Quite often they'd be the other way around. It's got that touch of apricot, grapefruit. It's actually a very good West Coast. Anyone else having a drink in the chat? It's probably a bit early where everyone is. I'm already looking forward to the weekend and I've only worked 3 days. It's weird, like in Australia, the Melbourne Cup horse race was yesterday, and it's like massive. Like a lot of the country shuts down for it. Like there's public holidays in most places, and everyone will like stop what they're doing at work or in the street just to watch the race. Like it's massive. But this year, it's like it wasn't the same because of the US election. It's like everything was about that, and it's like we're fucking letting go of our own culture just to watch some American election. I feel like anything Australian, like as far as historical Australians, is getting thrown out the window now. You're not even allowed to have your flag in certain places. It's fucking ridiculous. I'll keep this here as long as I want. On the coffee. Yeah. I wish when it comes to Australian politics, we'd have more of a choice. But like all the options are pretty much the same. So, cheers, Adam. Good to see you, dude. I I think I already told you or you were there. I shouted you out on Beer Man's last week. You were there for most of the chat. I just didn't know if you were there at the end. I shouted out you and Harry. Because yeah, I watched it back today just to see what my words were in case I'm there tomorrow. Cheers, Matt. Good to see you again. Yeah, good Vice beer. Yeah, it was. It would have been warm where you are. But like we're starting to get a bit better weather, but we just kept getting the wind as well. So yeah, you'll think it's going to be an awesome day, and then you get this shit wind and like overcast sky, and I just want some decent summer weather, like a couple of weeks of it at least. What's in your fridge at the moment, Australian wise? I've got a shitload of mountain culture, quite a bit of one drop, and yeah, a heap of banks as well. Banks have got a new West Coast I'm real keen to try. I've got it in the fridge. I'll review it probably next week, I reckon. But yeah, these Ocean Reach beers aren't too bad. Yep. Yeah, that's what it's like in Victoria. You get like all of a sudden you'll get these really hot days like in the 30s, and then like a week later it'll be like 5 degrees Celsius, and overnight it'll be like near the zero. Everyone thinks Australia is hot all the time. I mean, there are parts up north that are relatively warm all year round. But yeah, one thing I've definitely noticed in the last few weeks is all the like creepy crawlies are coming in. Whenever you get like sort of a heap of rain and a heap of sun and it keeps sort of going back and forth, that's when they all come in. So yeah, it's like I'm gonna have to bomb the house, I think. I don't know if you guys have them where yous are, but we have these like insect bomb things, and what you do is you put them in. You get a couple of them. If you got say if you got a smaller house, you put say 3 or 4 throughout the house. Put a heap of newspaper along the floor. Open up all the doors, like in the cupboards and stuff, and yeah, you let these. It like lets out this spray, and it's real potent. And you sort of have to leave the house for a few hours, and it just pretty much kills anything in the house, and then stops anything from coming in. Like yeah, sort of months later, they definitely work. It's just a pain in the ass to do it. Yep. What did you think of that? I had it fresh. It was okay, but nothing special. Like for their 5th birthday, I just expected maybe a bit more. When it comes to mountain culture, a lot of their hazies at the moment, especially their experimentals, they're being good, but they're all starting to taste very similar. I don't know if it's just maybe I'm just getting sick of that style, but I just feel like their hazies are awesome, but I just when it comes to their limited releases, I just think they need to step outside the box occasionally. But I think they know that they sell, so they're just going to keep making them. Every now and then they'll bust out a lager or a West Coast or something else, but there's been so many weeks lately where it's just been two different like New England IPAs, and I'm like, come on, give us something different. Yeah, blacktails are fuck. Or whitetail, is it? Redback. Mm. I don't seem to get any of the venomous ones. I just get you get heaps of daddy long legs, which are probably good because they keep the other ones away. But yeah, this time around, I've been getting a few huntsmans, and I hate them. Big fucking ugly looking things. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I made sure I actually what I did is I chucked a heap of shit in the dishwasher, and then like I had glassware and stuff in hot water just sitting there. Yeah, it's like you definitely got to be real careful with it. It'd be one of those things if you had like little kids. I reckon it'd be yeah a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, yeah, and with their birthday beers, dude, it's like give us a stout, give us something different instead of like it was pretty much all hazy IPAs. West is best. Yeah, this is good. I think this is the first Westie I've had from Ocean Reach. And that's their logo. Like it's simple but effective. It's sort of like the sun like over the water. Pretty cool. But yeah, I like how one of them's called Lost Odyssey and then Found Treasure. I just seen them pop up at like one of the stores I buy online stuff from. I thought, oh yeah, I haven't seen these guys for a bit. I'll grab the two of them and review them together. So yeah, the more I'm drinking this, I'm getting a lot of apricot and a lot of grapefruit. It's definitely got some lingering bitterness. Have you tried, Matt? Have you tried like most of the Vine Stefanas, like all the dark ones and that? They've got a good range. I don't know if they're the sort of brewery that bring out like limiteds, but as far as like what their core range of beers that you can always get, there's at least probably eight or so. How about them Reds, Adam? Top of the table. Yeah, for sure. Like, are we spoilt for choice? Like, it's sort of tough because, like, they're definitely a good brewery and bust out some awesome beers, but just be like, cause they do the same thing all the time, are we like, is it just that we've had so many of them and we get a bit sick of the same old thing? Hmm. That's where, like, I really wish, like, some of the boys in the English beer community or the US beer community could try them just to let me know what they think. Because I know that they're fucking bees knees, like they're top notch. But I think just when you like, I've been drinking them nearly every week since they started, so I guess you probably just get a bit over like drinking the same thing. Cheers, Paul, brother. Good to see you. That live you did the other day was good. Tucking into the newie. sitting in your corner. I like it. So what I'm going to do is go back to the hazy and then have more of the Westie again. Big cans. But yeah, just on the last taste of that one, I like how it's like piney and resiny and oily. It's definitely got that citrusy stone fruit thing going on, like grapefruit, orange, apricot. Yeah, the body is pretty good. It's got that touch of caramel toffee, bready. You can't really fault it too much, to be honest. It's like a lot of Aussie West Coast IPAs are killing it at the moment. But yeah, let's go back to the East Coast. Have a look at what it says up the top of the East Coast, Paul. I was going to say PA. Pine. It's like, what the fuck? Who advertises pine in their East Coast IPAs? No one. I've got to save some for the cuvee and some for the photo. Yeah. Yeah, I had a wheat beer from Devil Bend Farm Brew Co. or whatever they are. They're only relatively new. They're out of Victoria. They're near where Banks is, like Mornington Peninsula, Victoria. And it just what something about it. It was so bloody good. Like just it just had those old school wheat beer vibes just elevated to the nth degree. It was like huge banana, huge bread, clove, and like just like that creamy sort of cloudy appearance. It was so damn good. And then I went back to like another Vice beer that was like a German one, and it just didn't hit like that did. And I was like, oh, that's a shame. Like, because I was thinking that, yeah, I hadn't had many wheat beers lately, and I really loved the style. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, but yeah, just that Devil Bend one was so bloody good. It got me really excited to try a heap of wheat beers, but then yeah, I had two since, and they didn't hit like that did. Yeah, the old Smasherooey. What was it? Was it Sabro? I can't remember. It was definitely piney though. Yeah. I mean anything. It'd be like I don't know, it'd be like having a fucking awesome as lasagna every night of the week. You're gonna get sick of it. It's unreal for the first night or two, and then you're like, I'm getting a bit sick of this. I want some tacos instead. Yep. Yeah, you'll definitely have to get some stouts going in that colder weather. It'd be fucking awesome seeing you drinking like a big impy. Oh, I'm craving a stout now. I can't even remember the last time I had one. Hmm. Now that I think of it, when was the last time I had a stout? Shit. Yeah, I've got two Colts in the fridge. Um, I was planning to have one just to drink, just as is, maybe on a hangout or whatever in the next few days. But I was going to review it as well because I got the two cans. It's cool how they've done the retro can and that. Like, it looks awesome. That was one of their first beers, wasn't it? It's like, yeah, I've got Be Kind Rewind in the fridge as well. I remember that being awesome. And yeah, I reviewed the Back to Cali, the Westie. I reviewed that the other night. That was good. So yeah, back on the East Coast now. Lost Odyssey. So yeah, I don't know much about this brewery. All I know is that they're on Phillip Island, and Phillip Island is known for its penguin colony. So yeah, you'll get a lot of tourists that go to Phillip Island, maybe during the day, and they'll like wine and dine and all that sort of stuff, and then at night they'll go out and they go on a tour, and you sit on the beach and wait for the penguins to come in. And yeah, it's actually a pretty good like a little show, just watching the penguins just doing their thing. It's pretty cool to watch. I mean, for me, I grew up in a town that's known for its penguins as well, so I'm sort of used to it. But yeah, it's like cool that people can actually go see it as tourists, because normally it's the sort of thing you don't get to see very often. It's quite rare. And also, another thing Phillip Island's known for is the motorcycle race. Anyone that's into MotoGP, it's one of the best tracks in the world. Quite scenic. I remember Mick doing cruising around there, and Valentino Rossi, Wayne Gardner, bringing back all the memories. Are you at work, Paul? I can't remember what schedule you're on. But yeah, it's funny. I've come back to this and I get more like green hop notes. Yeah, Lorenzo's good. There's been some fucking awesome riders over the years. You always see them coming through the whatever the next. What's the one below it called? You see them dominate in that, and then all of a sudden they go into MotoGP and they're fucking good as from the get go. Like, yeah, Lorenzo Dovizioso. Lorenzo's the one that used to put the flag down, wasn't he? Like when we'd get a victory and he'd claim the land, sort of thing. Is that Lorenzo? I used to really love like Formula One and MotoGP. I don't know why I stopped watching MotoGP because I still enjoy it, but Formula One, I just got sick of all the rule changes, and it really annoyed me when they changed the engine sounds. They went from like being big beasts of things to bloody little whippersnippers. And yeah, you'd watch a race and like it just felt like a lot of the tracks you got a good start and then there'd be hardly any passing throughout the race. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't thrilled by it anymore. Yeah. See, I can't remember if I've reviewed that. I don't think I have. because I've only been doing beer reviews on YouTube since like Christmas time. So a lot of these re-releases, it's like I can't remember if I've reviewed them on here or not. There was one they did. There was a recent one they rebrewed and I'd done it and I thought I hadn't. But yeah, Colt Juice, Be Kind Rewind, Back to Cali. I reckon I hadn't done any of them. Oh, yeah. So it's just the same. It's number 2. Yeah. Yeah, Casey Stoner was good. Oh, it's such a shame what happened to Schumacher. I don't know how he's doing these days, but yeah, just to be like one of the greatest drivers of all time and then have this incident where you're like, I don't know, almost like a vegetable. Like it's fucking tough. Would have been, it'd be so hard on his family. What's going on, Joey? How are you going after all you've done a fair few streams and joined a few today or yesterday? I don't know what fucking day it is over there. I quickly chimed into Angie's before and yeah, it was her and BC just listening to tunes. Looked like they'd been going all day. Yes, you're not tripping. It's real. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying before, dude, like our Melbourne Cup horse race here, sort of like your Kentucky Derby. Like it's massive. The whole country shuts down for it pretty much. And like the US election just had all the news coverage and like the Melbourne Cup, it's like it was forgotten about, whereas normally it'd be everywhere. Mika Hakkinen, remember when him and Coulthard were a team? That was pretty deadly. Maybe I need to get back into F1 and MotoGP. One thing I've noticed lately too, on social media, there's a lot of girls that do like streams about Formula One. It's like it's a popular thing for females to share their thoughts on Formula One and get right into it and that. Like they get heaps of viewers and yeah, it's like pretty nuts. I would have thought, or it probably still is the case, but 99% of females would hate that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's what you call a kiss down under. Yeah. I don't know if you see it, but every now and then you can see like bugs going up into the light. Those damn creepy crawlies. I think they're all trying to talk him into going to Birmingham, but I don't know what's going on there. Seems like he's the sort of fella that doesn't want to leave home. Like if I was in that situation, I had a shitload of like fellow community people nearby wanting to catch up, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go. He's crapping on about how he can't afford a night accommodation and that. It's like, don't you live at home with your mum? Yeah, McLaren fucking unreal. God, yeah, even just like I remember all the old school cars where a lot of like cigarette advertising. The old Marlboro. How good of a track is Spa? That's got to be one of the greats. Always enjoyed watching that and even like playing the video games. If you're racing Formula One at Spa, it was fucking awesome. Yeah. That's what I'll base my whole holidays on when I go overseas. Hmm. It's good that you boys are into your F1. It was always awesome watching Monaco or playing it on the games, but to be honest, yeah, it sort of started to get to what it was one of those tracks where there'd be never any passing, and I don't know, like you sort of got a bit over it. But a track like Spa, it was like there's so much going on. I always liked it's one of the German tracks I always liked. I think they changed German tracks a couple of times. The Canadian circuit I like. Most of the US ones have been shit. And you can scrap all those fucking Arabic ones. No interest in them at all. No atmosphere there. Terrible. Makeshift tracks, just like the makeshift cities. Cheers, mate. Tell you what, these beers are going down good. I was talking about maybe having a cheeky wine tonight. It's one of those things I feel like going live, like a hangout, but because it's morning in the UK and the US, it's probably not worth it. I just wanted to talk shit with some peeps and have a few cheeky beverages. So yeah, final thoughts on the East Coast before I crack into the Westie again. I liked how it's got that like slight touch of pine and like it's like piney and earthy. But yeah, you're getting some tropical fruit, some citrus. It's like a bready backbone. It's not too sweet, which is good. I don't like my IPAs too sweet. It's got a little touch of bitterness. As I said, it's like a New England that West Coast IPA lovers will probably enjoy a bit more. Yeah, not bad. So back to the Westie. I love all these names you're dropping. It's like nostalgic. I love it. Olivier Panis, yes. He was one of my faves. I loved him. Yes. What team was he with? I'm having like blank. Was it a blue car? Oh, man. I used to love I used to love with Kimi Räikkönen how he just didn't give a fuck. Like he'd crash the car and he'd be like, I'm out. And he'd go and fucking hang on a yacht and get on the piss. That's awesome. Yeah, the race when Panis won at Monaco was it real shit weather. I'm trying to think of some other drivers that, yeah, was sort of a bit off the grid like him that I like. Obviously, being an Aussie, yeah, I always liked Mark Webber and then Dan. I always thought Webber was a bit hard done by. And then there's particular drivers you can't stand. This should be this should be changed to a motor racing stream. What colour were they, dude? And like, what was the main sort of sponsor on the bodywork and the? That's awesome. Can you hear my dog drinking in the background? Thirsty boy. If only it was beer. I wish my dogs drank beer with me. That'd be awesome. I had a mate whose dog used every time he'd crack like a Carlton draft or a VB or a beer like that, he'd give the dog a little bit, and the dog would get really excited and then have more and like keep tucking in. It was like it's obviously not a good thing, but he'd just go along with it. So yeah, as I said with this one, you're getting that toffee, white bread, maybe slightly biscuity. It's piney, resinous, like that sticky resin. Yeah, you're getting like citrus and stone fruit. G'day, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was blue. I remember it being a massive thing though, because you're a bit of an underdog. Here we go. Who's got Google Translate? What does it say? The lingering bitterness on this is really hitting me in the feels. Oh, Joey, you'd be happy to know, brother. I have ordered some beers from a company up in Brisbane called Bacchus. Pardon me. And they are utilizing hemp. And in the beers, there's one beer called, I think it's Grumble Weed or something like that. And then there's 6 variants of it. And the 6 variants are all named after different strains of weed. So you've got like Blueberry Kush, you've got Pineapple Express, you got all these different names. And yeah, I've got all 7 of them coming. So I'm going to do a stream where I do all of them on one stream. It's going to be epic. I can't wait to get them. They got real cool artwork on them too. Yeah, Bacchus are known for sort of experimenting a little, so it'd be pretty cool. They're normally known for, like, for me anyway, they're known more for their dark beers, and I feel like their IPAs can be pretty average at times, but yeah, these are all hemp, what do they call it? Hemp infused IPAs or something like that. So they've obviously had the original Grumble Weed, and then yeah, now they've got 6 variants. When I think I like tagged a few people on Instagram, and I thought of you, but I don't think I tagged you. Yes, that'll be good. Do like most of your workmates know you do YouTube and all that sort of stuff? For me, it's one of those things I tell the people that like I like or I trust. You don't really want certain people watching your stuff. Um, yeah, like I don't know, people you don't really like or have much to do with at work, or like like specific levels of management. It's like I don't want them watching me bloody necking beers and stuff. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I like to keep it sort of like private. Like, I mean, Facebook for me is that's sort of the way to connect with everyone, whether it be like schoolmates, workmates, family, friends, whatever. Whereas I've got an Instagram. I don't really use it lately, but that's more like beer related and YouTube related. And then, yeah, like obviously my YouTube, I just sort of, as far as like close friends go, not even like many of my close friends probably know about it. Family don't. I just sort of keep it under wraps. And it was sort of good because when I started, I already had people that knew who I was just through being a follower of beer in like the community and stuff. So yeah, I've just sort of let it grow organically. I couldn't give a fuck, like, yeah, like as far as friends and that watching it or not. It's not really there for them. It's for people who are into it and find it naturally. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, at least like, especially too, it's a bit like imagine if like I was talking about weed and stuff here, like people would be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that's good. It's good when you have an awesome relationship with the people you work with. You just fuck around and yeah. See, I've got that with a couple, but I don't know. It's just not the same as what it used to be. We've had huge staff turnovers, so yeah, there's been a lot of like really close workmates I've had that aren't there anymore, and yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm in like an industry where, especially a lot of the lower level and that, they don't seem to hang around for long, especially too with the shift, like the different shifts, they can't handle it. And yeah, just the young ones these days are just the work ethic's not there. Especially if they live with their parents. They just want to work 1 day a week and that's it. Yeah. I've thought about some sort of government job. Like not only have you got like job security. I mean, I've got job security where I am, but government job, you've definitely got government. Like, I mean, you got job security, but yeah, like you've got so much room for sort of promotion and yeah, I don't know, just hmm. I'm still at that stage, dude, where I'm definitely considering a move elsewhere. I just want to be at like because being a single bloke that like loves their beer and I'm just not in the right environment for that. Like, I don't give a fuck about like healthcare and like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I bust my absolute ass. I feel like I'm never going to be able to afford my own house just on one income. Whereas if I went to another country, I could do it easily. It's just the cost of like housing in Australia and rent is just so fucking ridiculous. Um, I mean, I could definitely afford it weekly to pay a massive mortgage, but I can't save up enough money to get a loan from the bank to start off with because I'm paying so much in rent every week. Like I pay more in rent every week than what a lot of families do in their homes, like mortgage. So it's like, how the fuck do you get started? Like the only way, if I gave up beer and just sat at home and been a hermit, I could probably do it, but I don't want to do that. Like life's too short. I just couldn't think of anything worse. Just to be able to buy your own home, you have to fucking do nothing for like 3 years, and I'd end up being depressed. Like I love the shit that I do. It's awesome. I love going to all these festivals and gigs and stuff. You only live once. You got to do shit in life. So even like a couple of years, or not couple of years ago now, it's good fucking probably 7 or 8 years ago, I got right into like martial arts and did that for a couple of years, got really fit. Yeah, was doing really well at that, but I'd still like party and that like on weekends and yeah, you just need that outlet. Yeah. Yeah, it's something I need to look into. It'd be it'd be fucking unreal having all the kit. I don't know if you've seen, Joey. Have you seen the old lady that does the Vikings? She sort of does like, it's almost like she does after shows of after their games. She'll do like a little clip and talks about the game and who she loves and who pisses her off, and it's actually really good to watch. She'd be like talking about Sam Darnold, going, "Oh yeah, I really like him. I feel like he's been hard done by at all these other teams. He's doing really well. Good on you, boy." Yeah, because I've seen a lot of American dudes doing Aussie football stuff, and they get like massive likes and yeah, like views and stuff. It's pretty nuts. And if you're passionate about something, it's like, why not? And especially this season, it might be a good season to do it because they've got like a good strong team. I'm still annoyed about those 2 losses after the bye, though. Pardon me. Because that's the thing, yeah. Maybe I should do all the American sports I like a recap sort of thing. Because obviously, I like pretty much all the major four. I'm not take that back. I'm not a huge baseball fan. There's a little bit of interest there, but I could get into it if it come to it, sort of thing. Um, but yeah, the other three main sports, I've got a team. Like I've always been Vikings. I've always been Maple Leafs. Actually, I take that back. NBA, I don't have a team. I've always just been a massive fan of certain players, but then they keep changing teams, so it frustrates me. But yeah, baseball. I don't know. I just think baseball's not what in Australia. It used to be fairly big when I was a kid, but now you just don't see anything about it. Most people that are what like have got baseball caps on. It's more just a fashion thing in Australia now. I mean, how many people bought red New York hats just because of Limp Bizkit? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to combine the two and see how it tastes. Yeah, definitely. You're probably like me, dude. You're seeing the same shit I am, and it's a concern. I just think the politicians here are they've just been able to do whatever they want, and it's just turned into an absolute fucking circus. Like during the pandemic, they just made all these changes behind our backs, and yeah. Get back to work. Hey, you, I shouted you out on Beer Mans. You should be appreciative of me. I said to people, you need to go follow Blue Nose. He had a great channel and it got fucked over from YouTube, and everyone needs to start watching him again because he's a good boy. I'll shout you out again tomorrow, my dude. So, yeah, everyone in the chat, if you're not subscribed to this guy, get around him. One of my favourite boys from England. Fucking love him. And he's a head brewer. He's very knowledgeable and he's a very funny guy as well. And yeah, he's just started pulling out the beer reviews again. It's good to see. And he loves to give me banter about being a convict, which is good. I like it. For example. We'll have to have a drink soon, dude. What we need to do, I think a Sammy and Harry's review or a stream together would be awesome. We need to try and find the same beers and do something together. What would be really good is if I could get some Ramsbury stuff here, whether it be spirits or beers, but I can't get shit. How good would it be? We're just gonna do the range of core beers by Ramsbury with the head brewer. Yes. Anyway, so I'm doing the cuvee of the two now. It looks more hazy than clear. Both of them had that medium body. Both of them had a bit of pine too, so let's see what shines in the aroma and the flavour. So on the nose, I'm getting mainly citrus and pine, like grapefruit, orange. You're still getting that apricot. Apricot's always, when you get apricot in beers, I feel like it always stands out. And like you mainly getting like the bready base. It's like floral, like perfumey almost. Mm. But yeah, piney, grassy. Because the New England had sort of westy vibes, it actually works well together. And down it goes. So a score for both. For the East Coast, Lost Odyssey at 6.8%. I'm going to say a 4.2 out of 5. And for the Westie, Found Treasure at the same percentage, 6.8, West Coast IPA. I'm going to say a 4.35 out of 5. So yeah, I just found the Westie was a bit better. I mean, I am biased to West Coast, but I just felt pretty true to style. The only thing that would have like a bit more body to it, probably more like it had a lingering bitterness, but probably more like punchy, like more IBU, if you get what I mean. Like the bitterness was there, but it wasn't like real intense in your face. Yeah, maybe some more pithy grapefruit sort of thing, but yeah, both beers very good. Can't fault them too much. Good old Ocean Reach, you've done well. And yeah, I like the whole bringing out a Westie and a hazy together. I think breweries need to do that more often. So yeah, I'll wrap that up and I may be back because I've got the taste for it now. I'm good to go. And I don't have to work for another 14 hours. Yeah, boy. So, yeah, boy. Is anyone live at the moment, Joey? I want to get loose. Anyway, you may see me here or somewhere else. Who knows? But thanks everyone for chiming in, and we will see you again. Send us a message, Joey. Cheers, dude. Laters.